Hi, welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. Today, I'm sharing some answers to some questions actually, that some of you were asking on TikTok. That I got a few comments and questions that I'd love to respond to, specifically about just various different things about the voice, ranging from whether singers should drink cold water, what vocal exercises to start with if you're just learning to sing, etc., etc. So I'm excited to just spend a few minutes answering these questions really quickly. I don't want to go too in depth in them, but if you have any further questions on any of these, definitely let me know. Also, just wanted to invite you guys one more time to the upcoming 300th episode celebration happening this Thursday at 12 noon Eastern on my Facebook. I'm going to be going live and just answering any questions you guys have around singing, around creativity, around this journey as performers. It can range from vocal technique to how to perform on stage better to ways to put yourself out there. It can be anything that you want to, like confident mindset type stuff. So definitely make sure that you are signed up, that you're able to join. I would love to see you there. If you're not already in the Facebook group, definitely go and sign up so that you can get in the group and get the links and all of that. You can also leave a note to share what this podcast has meant to you. It would mean so much to me to hear from you. And you can get all of that, do all of that at creativelybyestelle.com/300. I forgot for a second. Creativelybyestelle.com/300. Okay, let's get into the questions. So the first question I have here is from one of my friends who's actually been a guest on this podcast a couple of times, and she's coming back on. Ifa asks, what are your thoughts on singers drinking cold water? So I'm actually going to also answer her in the TikTok app. But so my response to that is when it comes to drinking cold water, it's usually not advised, right? Because you don't want any tension and like muscular tension because of the cold or frigidity of the water. And then also um, well, this is mainly for hot water. With hot water, you don't want it to cause like dehydration because of the steam. So like even when you do steam, although you do steam with hot water, but it's recommended that you use cold water. Okay, we're gonna block this out. Bleep. Let me start over. It is recommended that you do drink cold water, or sorry, that you drink lukewarm and like room temperature water just to make sure that it's not causing any like tensing up of your muscles or anything like that. It's just that's what's recommended. But honestly, you also might want to try things in practice, like what when you're about to sing or when you're going to practice or whatever, does drinking this, room temperature water help you feel more hydrated or not? And also you want to hydrate like far before you actually go to sing, like at least 4 hours for it to for you to get that systemic hydration, not just like right before you go to sing. That's just helping you hydrate like your throat, your mouth, like your pharynx and all that stuff, but it's not really getting to your vocal folds. Whereas hydrating far before you actually sing is actually going to um get that hydration to the mucosa in your vocal folds. So you want to make sure that you're doing that in advance. But I would say lukewarm water is fine, but it's not like it's directly touching your vocal folds. It's actually just going down to your esophagus, like where you swallow food through, and it's going through your throat. So as long as it's not like super hot or super cold, then you're not going to really have any issues with like muscle tensing or any muscles tensing up or anything like that. So lukewarm water is usually advised. All right, so on to the next question. This next question is from a follower named Josiah, who says, I'm learning. This is actually not a question, it's a comment, but I thought I'd respond. It says, I'm learning, I need vocal exercises. I don't know where to start. So that's why I have this podcast. This is all about where to start as a singer if you're wanting to build confidence in your voice. And I have tons of vocal warm ups and exercises on this podcast. But one thing I just want to say is that if you're not really sure where to start, um, when you're learning to sing and you need vocal exercises, aside from coming to my podcast, you can also think about just starting to sing along with songs that you love. Sing along with songs that you that feel comfortable in your voice, just so that you can start to get to know your voice. And I'm not talking like shouting them out, belting them out, but just like singing along with the songs that you love and notice the things that you like in your voice, that you like that your voice is doing, and the things that you need to keep working on while you're working on those songs. For vocal exercises, the best place to start, I would say, is just like gentle warm up. So not really focus too much on technique exercises yet. When you're just starting, you're just trying to get your voice going. If you are just now starting to learn to sing, you probably haven't been using your voice consistently. So jumping into super arduous technique exercises might not be the move. Instead, start with some gentle hums, lip trills, start to get to know how to do SOVTs, because that's going to help you with getting a nice clean closure of your vocal folds. And that's actually helping to train your voice before you even do other more, not necessarily advanced, but before you work on other aspects of your vocal technique that are going to maybe be a little bit more challenging. So starting with hums, lip trills, those kind of exercises are a great place to start if you're just learning to sing. And then anything that is going up and down a scale or a fifth of a scale instead of an octave, either a fifth or an octave, going up and down by steps to make sure that you're really clear on pitch and how you're switching between different notes, making sure that you're going step by step is going to be helpful for a beginner singer. But definitely go and listen to a lot of my vocal warm-up track episodes, and you'll be able to follow along there. Okay, next comment was from Impromptu Speech Practice on TikTok. And this person said, following because I love singing, but to me it sounds nasal. So I just wanted to respond to this comment about this person feeling like their voice sounds nasal. So my answer to that is that if you're experiencing nasality, if you feel like it sounds like it's in your nose, right? That resonance is kind of like right here. It feels like very nasally. I want you to think about when you go to sing, think about having space in between the back of your teeth and feeling like there are blueberries between your teeth and the back of your mouth. And so you have that space in the back of your mouth. And then I also want you to think about doing a yawn, like you're yawning. Oh, but keep your tongue forward. And as you yawn, feel that lift in the back of your mouth, like to the top of your mouth. That is your soft palate lifting. So what that's doing, the combination of that yawn and the space in the between your teeth and the back, that's helping you create some more resonant space in your mouth and your throat rather than resonant space in your, like, actually it's not like there's resonant space in your nasal cavity. I mean, there is, but your voice isn't really, that's not really where we're focused when we're singing. We're not really getting a lot of like there's like barely, I think it's mostly, what's the word that I'm looking for? Sensory. Like it's not really like you're actually having sound being produced from your nose, right? But that's how it feels, that sensation. But what this is doing is that when you have that yawn, that lifted soft palate in the back of your mouth, and you have that space between your teeth, it's helping you create that back space. And it allows for you to have a more resonant sound when you sing, and that's going to sound richer and less nasal. And then the last comment that I wanted to read and respond to is from Wille. It's like Will, Wille with a little dash on top of the E. Wille. Oh, accent. That's what it's called, with an accent. And so this person said, "Oh, I saw this at the right time because I feel like I can't sing so much when I just know that's not true." And I wanted to respond to this comment because it's not a question, but it's something that is at the heart of all of this and at the heart of the work that I do on this podcast and in my studio online, is to help you if you are also feeling that way, like I just can't sing. But I know that that's not true, but I just feel that way. Like I feel like I can't sing, even though I know that's not true. I want you to know that I've been there many times, and I still feel that feeling sometimes. And it can be really hard to keep going when you're like, I just feel like I'm not actually good enough, even though like I know I can, but like I don't feel like I can do this. And I want you to know that that's so relatable. And then I would also respond and say that even though you feel like you can't do it sometimes, remind yourself of the fact that you can. Like just reminding yourself over and over again is going to be so helpful. And I'm here to remind you every week. I'm here to remind you on our 300th episode coming up very soon. And I'm going to keep reminding you all year long that you can build confidence as a singer. You can do this, but you got to take some small steps of action and keep reminding yourself of the fact that you can do this. And I'm here cheering you on. Thank you so much for listening. I know it's a bit of a shorter episode today, surprisingly, but I'm here for you and I'm excited to hang out with you at the Q&A. Please go and sign up if you want to join us if you're not already in the Facebook group, but I'd also love to hear from you if you have a comment about what this podcast has meant to you. So go to creativelybyestelle.com/300. I can't wait to chat with you. Have an amazing day and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the performing arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.